Hello you lot, how's it going? I hope you're all brilliant. I hope you're absolutely fantastic and just loving life and grabbing everything with like one hand. I've got here, I've had a delivery, I've got a box of sweet chilli sauce. I'm only joking, I haven't really, it's an empty box. This is the last box that I've got, the last thing, which, well, actually not the last, I mean don't worry, there'll be more, but the last thing that I've actually got for sale. I've got to box it up because, well, it's sold. So, got a bit of packaging, a bit of boxing to do. I think I've got enough bubble wrap and bits and bobs left. So that's what I'm going to be doing today. But, got my microphone down there. Look, everything's going tits up, man. Bloody microphone wasn't working. Oh, everything's going tits up. But that's alright, because we love tits. Oh, yes. That's got to be true, is it not? Bloody hell. Don't you just like, don't it make you feel good, right, when you're out and about, right, you might be out somewhere, say you're walking around the shopping centre or something like that, right, and you know, you're looking at whatever on the shelves, right, and the missus and the kids or whatever have walked off down there somewhere, and you're just looking, browsing around, looking around, and you look over there and you catch a glimpse of a bottom or a pair of boobs or something like that, you know, you catch a glimpse just walking around and you're like, blimey, right, and then when I walk past again, you realise it's your own missus. Does that make you feel good? You're like, bloody hell, eh? I can't be the only one that ever does that. Kids have been making conkers, look. Don't know whether you lot ever do this, you do conkers, you get your drill hole in your conker, get your bit of string, put the string through it, and you smash each other's conkers. I mean, you can do little cheats, bake them in the oven and that, make them a bit stiffer, put them in varnish, makes them a bit tougher. But right, so I don't know what to do about this. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take it apart. None of the other components, I know what it is now. It is what I suspected it was. You lot have confirmed what I thought it was. I thought that it was some sort of charger. I didn't realise it came with that Mended Mini that I had, that mini stocks. It must have come with that, because it's a Mended charger. Mended used to issue them. A lot of you lot told me in the comments, but not only that, I've done a lot of reading, a lot of researching, trying to find out what this was. And yeah, it was issued with Mendeds back in the day of Mendeds in the 1980s and etc, etc. So none of this is, I might take that fuse out, that fuse will come in handy. The wire, see, I've got a very bad habit, and I'm trying to stop holding. Normally I'd cut the wires off of everything. I cut the plugs off, I cut the wires off, I put the wires in a box, I put the plugs in a box, I put the fuses in another box. If there's anything interesting like resistors, capacitors, I'll cut them off of circuit boards, I put them in boxes. I ended up with boxes of resistors, capacitors, wires, black wires, red wires, purple wires, green wires, earth wires, plugs and fuses, and just boxes and boxes of them. And yeah, they might come in handy one day, like 1, 2 or 3 of them, but never a whole 6 or 7 boxes of the things, you know what I mean? So I've been decluttering. So if I was to cut the wires off, I think what would happen was it would just sit in a box. But having said that, these plugs I think I'll cut off, because I've got a box of plugs. I know, a box of plugs. And these are good plugs, so I probably might use these. So I think I'll cut the plugs off. Having said that, these are a pain in the ass to redo again. I'm definitely going to use these. I'm not going to bin these. These are very good clips. So I will cut the wires off for the clips, as low down as I can possibly cut them. And this cigarette plug, I'm not going to cut the wire off, but I'm just going to take it apart and desolder it. Well, I might cut the wire off, I'm a bit lazy today, but I'm going to keep the plug, but the rest of it is going to go in the bin, because, well, I've heard, you lot told me stories about they get hot and melt, and I can imagine how they would get hot and melt. I mean, they're a very basic charger, and the current, what they call the current limiters, the resistors in there. They probably do get quite warm when they're charging the battery. So yes, that's what I'm going to do with that, I reckon. I've got exactly 6.5 million of these chargers for glow starters. I don't need any of them. I mean, why am I holding them? I don't know. I'm just sort of holding chargers as far as I hold everything else. I might do like a mass like glow starter and charger job lot sort of thing, you know, and whoever bloody bids a decent price can have the lot. I might do that, I don't know yet. But anyway, that's that. Happy days. Got my ham radio here, been cleaning that up the last couple of days. I ain't had a chance, man. I literally ain't had a chance to do anything. I've literally been flat out at work, and then been flat out in my spare time cutting down trees and things, which I'm really enjoying doing. I love tree surgery, love cutting down trees, man. I get to use my chainsaw, which I don't get to use that often anymore. It sounds like a little motorbike. It's a lovely chainsaw. Cutting down trees, just doing stuff. So I ain't had a chance to do anything RC. I ain't had the chance to do anything really, apart from this evening where I'm at here now, and it's time to get stuff done, I reckon. Oh, that reminds me, I'm due a parcel from the Crazy Nitro Dad, or Crazy Dad Nitro, whatever way round he calls himself, from America. He sent me, I'm not really sure what's in the parcel. I know it's meant to be an exhaust and an engine. What engine I'm not going to tell you until we actually get it, because I'm going to do a little unboxing of it. But he sent that to me. It's been a while, and it got held up at customs, and I was thinking to myself, hello, we're going to get a bit of a customs charge here. Well, I got a letter today, and I've got quite a hefty customs charge, so I'll have to get that sorted out, and I'll have that. And the next, probably by the weekend, hopefully, we'll have a bit of an unboxing of some random, well, I'm going to call it a random engine. I do know what it is, but I'm not going to tell you lot, because I'm just being secretive, and it makes you lot more just curious, I suppose. Yeah, curious. Nice. Oh, check this out, you lot. This is DB Power. This has been a bloody trusty old jump pack. Nothing to do with RC. Absolutely nothing to do with RC. Although I did use it a few times to charge up my controller and that for the drone and that. But this is a bloody handy jump pack, right? And it had a little torch on it and that, and it had a little screen there, and you could. It's got smart USB, and you can charge things up from USB power, or you can charge laptops and whatever else. It comes with a little thing there, and you can jump your car and stuff, you know, as you run out of battery and all that stuff. Bloody good thing. See, I do a lot of I used to do some recovery and stuff like that when I had a Discovery. I had Land Rover and my van. Anybody needed any help, I'd have tools. I'd put the tools in the back. I'd go out, jump pack, jump lead, you know, tools, change tyres, whatever it needed to do. Get people up and running again, or tow them to a place, or do whatever I needed to do. And this little jump pack's been bloody brilliant. Oh, it's decided to turn on. Happy days. I was going to say it won't turn on anymore, but it has. Look. Oh, man. But it's very unpredictable, man. The battery's at it. But have you seen the price of these recently? They've gone, when I bought this, it was about 100 quid, and I've had it for about 8 years. Now, one of the same capacity and all that stuff, you're looking at like 200 and something odd quid. Absolutely ridiculous. I mean, I don't know how anybody can afford one of them, you know. I mean, it's terrible. But yeah, man, I have been needing this recently, because I've been going out and helping a lot of people again. Lawn mowers, trying to get ride-on mowers going, cars, flat batteries and whatever else. And I'm like, oh man, if only the jump pack was working. But I just thought I'd show you that, because that is if you ever need like a small compact little thing, this thing will jump any car. A lot of people panic, oh, I got a diesel, it won't start a diesel. Of course it will. This thing will start up to a 10 litre diesel engine, and it's not specified for 10 litres. I think it's specified for something like bloody 6 cylinders, 4.2 litre, 8 cylinders, 6 litre is the most it's supposed to do. But I have started a 6 litre engine, sorry, a 10 litre engine with it. Yes, it was 24 volts and this is only 12 volts, but the battery wasn't completely flat. One of the batteries was a bit flatter and the second 12 volt battery was alright. So I just linked it up to the other 12 volt battery that didn't quite have enough juice. So I was feeding 12 volts into the 12 volt battery, which was going over to that one, which was making 24 now, which started up the 10 litre engine. But yeah, man, it's a bloody good thing. I'm pretty gutted, really, to tell you the truth, that this is no longer any good. But I don't know. Let me know in the comments. Have you got something similar to this? Is there a specific brand which you recommend? I'm going to have to get something in the future. I'm going to have to get another one, because there's so many opportunities where people have said to me, I've got a flat battery and I'm stuck in Asda car park. Can you come and help me? And I'm like, I ain't got a jump pack. And you have to go and get out the jump leads, and then you've got to try and park somewhere nearby or make the jump leads reach or whatever, you know, because a lot of people have bloody automatics. It's alright if they've got a manual, because you can push them down and push them out the car park and bump them. But you've got to try and make the jump leads reach and all that kind of stuff, and people are around you and you're like, can you move your car so I can get my car in so I can jump this car, please? Because people always park forwards, don't they? Never park bloody backwards. At least with that, I can pull up, hook it onto the battery, boom, off it goes. Happy days, I've done a good deed. Anyway. Speaking of good deeds, this is my perfect opportunity to do a good deed here. Now, I've got two family members which are selling, I've mentioned this many times before, they're selling all these homely stuff, these air fresheners. These are bloody good. I mean, you can hang them up in your car. These smell brilliant in the car, or you can hang them up in a room, a bedroom, wherever you want. Two family members are selling these. This is their, their form of income, and they do all kinds of stuff on their pages. They've got a page each. I'm going to put them both down. The links to both of the two different pages are going to be in the description to this video. And if you ever buy air fresheners for your car or whatever, or if you ever buy their what they call the diffusers and all of that kind of stuff, anything like that, just go and have a look. They've got Halloween themes, Christmas themes coming up soon, probably end of season clearances as well. They're not any more expensive than if you used to go down Asda, Sainsbury's, anywhere like that. Go and have a look on there, and if you want to buy something from there, make sure you link to the party, but I'll put the link in there properly. It's not a sponsor. I get nothing from actually telling you a lot about these. It's just, it helps them, their little business. It helps it start up, and we're all being happy life, having a happy life. You know what I mean? It's not going to cost you any more money than it would do if you went down to an ordinary shop, and I can guarantee you're going to find some cool things. I mean, I bought these just to see what they were like, and now I'm bloody addicted to them. I've got one in every car, and I've even got one in the Radio Shack. Check that out. Look what I've got in here. I've got blackberry sandalwood, and every time I walk in here it just smells brilliant, and the smell lasts forever. So as I said, not a sponsor, I get nothing out of it, but if you wouldn't mind going and have a look on there and just help them out. There's two different pages to choose from, two different people, both family members of mine, and we all really appreciate every single one of you. So that would be really nice if you wouldn't mind going and have a look and seeing what you think. I have here a couple of, I don't even know what these are. What are these? These are Extreme Thunder. I don't even know. I've got a pair of Extreme Thunder. This one, this one's got a good axle, but the trouble is I don't know where the transmitter is these days. The transmitter for this, I don't know what happened to it. Now this was good. I got a couple of good brand new batteries for it, but that got snapped. that got snapped, look, and that means the pin came out. There's the drive shaft for it. But then I went down to my local hobby shop, which isn't actually a hobby shop anymore. I think they mainly just sell wood for people who do the building, like the ships and stuff. It's not really, they don't do nitro, they don't do anything like that anymore. I think they might do electric, but I've got this one as a parts car. Oh, actually, look, that one snapped at the back as well. I hadn't even realised that. It snapped at the back as well. This one's good. So I might just... I was going to sell on both. I was going to sell that one as broken, and that one comes with it as the parts car, and someone else can bother with it. But I might just do it now. Change it all over. Because this was the kids, and then she drove it into the wall once, and that's how that happened. I said, bye-bye. But yeah, I might just do that. Looks like it's only a few screws, and well, actually it looks like everything that's mounted to it is only mounted from the bottom anyway, by the looks of it, perhaps. Right, let's get this screwdriver out and do some surgery, shall we? So it's really nice and simple to take that apart. That's the whole chassis of this other one. That's the broken one. This is the parts car. This is the little circuit board. We've got the receiver all there with a few capacitors and things. Somebody had snipped the battery cables for some reason. That must have been, something must have happened to this parts car. Something must have happened to it, and they've snipped the battery cables, but you've got the little on and off switch that all goes in there like that. Yeah, man, it just basically comes off in one lump. Look, we've got the diff, the prop shaft going through there with the spur gear on it, and the diffs all comes off in one. Little motor comes out. That's the motor cover. This is a little motor. I've got a nice spare little motor. I'm assuming the motor works, I don't know. But at least I've got loads of spare parts for this one now. So all I've got to do, I need one of them pins. So I've just got to switch, do exactly the same, take this one apart exactly the same as this one. Put all them bits and bobs inside this chassis. Yeah. I've got the cover and I've got everything, so then we'll have a perfectly good working one of whatever these is again. That's the drive shaft. Luckily I didn't lose that. I know I nearly did. It's fallen on the floor and I've swept it up in the dustpan and brushed many times, but luckily this time it's happy days. Anyway, nice. There's a nice servo. Got a spare servo for it now as well. It's got no brand or make or part number or anything on it, but at least I've got a spare servo. Oh, it's probably got something there, is it? No, just testing things and whatever other bollocks we've got here. Anyway, let's put that in there and that on there. So a bit of a fight there, because all of that little bit of plastic was broken off inside there, so I couldn't get the little pins through. But we're done now, so we can carry on with life and finally get this back together. newly put together. Well, I still don't even know what this is. I don't even know who makes it. I ain't got a bloody clue. Extreme Thunder. I bought this new one from the hobby shop. You know, it used to be Active Scale Models before they went just completely like wood and stuff. You know, no, they don't do nitro anymore. I think they do some electric, but not many. It's a shame, really, because that was a good shop. But they got to do what they got to do for their business. So that's happy days to them. I hope they're doing really well. We're selling wood and other stuff. Yeah, I think something's not quite right there, but we'll worry about that later. I made that cable a little bit longer by moving the knot along, so I don't know what I've done with the battery. I bought two uprated, here they are. Here's the batteries. There we go. I bought two, and that one's stuck in there. Typical. Bloody. I'll have to get that in a minute because the wires got stuck. But this one, this is the new one that I bought, and yeah, it fits in there, and it gives it a lot more power. It's, this one is 2000 milliamp hour. See, 14 point. Oh yeah, 7.4 volt. Yeah, that's the one. That's the new battery that I bought for it, and that, I think that's the original battery. No, it ain't. Oh, it might be the original. I thought the original one blew up. Anyway, I know I definitely got two batteries, and this is them. So, here's the battery cover for it, although it is broken, but that's alright. I'm going to put these batteries on charge now, make sure they're still alright. I'm going to go and find the transmitter. I've definitely got the transmitter somewhere, and we'll give this a little test. But yeah, that's fully put together. I've got loads of parts. Oh, this is for the Mini T. Really should play with that more often. Now I've got loads of spare parts. Oh, now it decides it wants to come out. Look, happy days. I'm pretty sure this is the original battery, actually. It's probably not any good anymore. I'll try and give it a charge on that charger in a minute and see what happens. Let's stick that in there. Look. Yeah, so no, I've got loads of spare parts. I've got little pins. The trouble is, what a bloody, I'm going to have to put these in one of them drawers, otherwise I'll lose them. But yeah, spare motor for it. Only thing I haven't got is another spare chassis, and it's quite obvious that that chassis there is a weak point. So what I could do is I could probably reinforce it with something. That would probably be the smart thing to do, but the me thing to do is just to leave it and carry on with life. So there we go, happy days. Let's put these batteries on charge and see if they still take a charge. Now I've got to go and find that transmitter somewhere. Yeah, I think this one's definitely had it. Although it won't, it's not happy with it. It's not particularly happy. It won't connect to the balancer. Oh, maybe it's going to take a charge now. It weren't a minute ago. Oh, there we go. I don't think this one will take a charge. Let's try and charge this one. This is a new one, and hopefully it'll work. I'll try and link it up to the balance charger as well. Right, this one's connected now, and this one actually linked to the balancer as well, so I wonder if it'll even carry on taking a charge. Hopefully it will. 8.1 volts. 1.4 amps. It's taking a charge. It ain't having a wobbly yet. Anyways, right, I'm going to go and find a transmitter. I might be able to, because what you can do is, I don't recommend it, and I know a lot of you are going to comment on this, but I've done this quite often actually. Get a, if it won't take a charge from a charger, you can force it to take a charge. Get a battery, or a power supply. I've got a regulated power supply. Stick it on there, positive and negative, and you jam a load of voltage in there, raise up the potential bit, and get it past the threshold. Because the reason the charger won't charge it is because the voltage is too low in the cells, and the charger just, it reads the voltage, and it's like the voltage is too low, it won't have it. I done it with this drill battery. The voltage got too low because the internal whatchamacallit, which regulates the voltage and cuts off the power when it gets to a point, didn't work once, and it brung it too low, and then the charger wouldn't charge it. So what I done was I took it apart, bypass the regulator, because if you just put the voltage onto these pins, it will go through the regulator and it won't work. So you've got to take this one apart, bypass the regulator, put the voltage directly to the cells, jam a bit of volts in there, yeah, pack out the potential difference, right, and then you can put it back together and it'll charge, and it's been alright for about 5 years. So I think I might, this ain't got a regulator in it, this ain't got nothing in it, these wires will go straight to the battery cells. So I'll just put positive and negative on there, jam a bit of volts in there, you know, and we'll have some jam in there sort of thing, and then we can connect it to the charger and it should start to take a charge, as long as it's above the threshold for the low voltage cut off thing which is on the charger. So yeah, I think I might try that. The danger is, I'll tell you what the danger is, and I know you lot are probably gonna, some of you purists out there are probably gonna be commenting and saying that is extraordinarily dangerous. What are you doing? Well, it is, because once a battery gets below its voltage range, you know, below its safe voltage, whatever you want to call it, I don't know what the bloody word is, I've got a fuzzy brain lately, I can't think of anything. But once it gets too low, it's then become unstable, and if you charge it, it can be unstable, and that's when you get, you know, explosions. So you need to be very careful. If you're going to jam some jammy dodgers inside a battery, you need to just be aware that it is never going to be as stable as it once was. But it can be done. So, happy days. This is the transmitter for it. I remember now, one of the kiddywinks broke the bottom. They broke it or they lost it, the bottom for the battery. So I've got some paper and a bit of tape to hold the batteries in, but the batteries have since gone missing. Yeah, so at least I got the transmitter for it. Pardon me. So, right, that's happy days, because I could put a different receiver in here, but as we saw, the receiver is built into the, well, the whole circuit board is a receiver, isn't it? It's bloody, it's big. The trouble is, when you buy these little, I don't know, this is kind of probably on the verge of being what some of you lot would call a toy grade RC car, you know. A lot of you lot go from toy grade to hobby grade, don't you? Do you know what I mean? That's what a lot of you lot, you say, you know, but to me, you just got good and not so good, but, you know. Anyway, the receiver's built into this with the on and off switch, and a few capacitors there, and a little MOSFET by the looks of it. There's a MOSFET, I don't know what that is, it looks like that perhaps. And the cables there and the plugs, it's all built into one. So if I wanted to change the transmitter, I dare say I could probably bind a new transmitter to this, but where is the binding? Where's the binding button? There probably is a way that I don't know, but that's where the antenna goes in, you see, and that's wired and it goes down them tracks all into there, and a load of stuff happens. But if I really wanted to put a new receiver on here, that's just a normal servo, which the servo plugs into this one here, and the motor plugs into this one there. So if I wanted to get a new receiver, what I've got to do really is bin this off altogether. Yeah, just get rid of that, and then what I could do is, I'll put the cover on now, but where this receiver sits in here, there's the antenna, I could put a normal receiver like what we're normally used to, you know, one of them can go in there, and then I'd just have to, but the trouble is the motor's got a different plug on it, because this not a normal motor plug, is it? It's different to a motor plug, so I'd have to get an ESC. This is obviously an ESC built in, isn't it? All this is in one. So I'd have to get an ESC, I'd have to get a receiver, I'd have to get a different motor or put a different plug on the end of the wires. That's probably what I'd actually do, rather than get a different motor. I'll probably just change the plug over, plug that into the ESC, and then put the receiver in on happy days. Put a different plug on, put the plug on the end of that, plug it into the ESC, the receiver, and I could do that way, so it's not completely dead, you know, if I wanted to change the transmitter. But this, you know what I mean, it's had it really, but it does work sometimes. Just got to get I wonder if I can find a back for this, a bottom for this, and it might fit on there. If not, I'll just make do with that. Hope that it works. I haven't got any AA batteries, so I can't actually test it. I wanted to test it in this video and show you lot that it actually does work, but I haven't actually got any AA batteries, so I can't be doing that. I'm going to have to go down the shop and buy some of those batteries that go in there, the AA ones, you know, the ones I mean. Anyway, right, let's tidy up this mess. This battery's still charging. We're getting quite late in the evening now. It's 20 to 9 on a Tuesday evening now, so I'm going to leave you lot, but I'm going to leave this battery charging while I just finish tidying up the bench and getting ready to go indoors for the evening. But thanks for watching. If you're not a channel member, consider becoming a channel member. There's a lot of interesting stuff in the pipeline. I'm not going to say all of what it is, but there's some interesting stuff in the pipeline, and also next summer's going to be pretty good as well. So while we sort of settle down for the winter, there are going to be a lot more cars on this bench and other things RC related on the bench. Not so much going out and running probably. There still will be some, but most of it's going to be surgery on the bench. But if you like that kind of stuff, consider being a channel member. You get, well, not as regular shout outs as you should do, but you get some things and you help me out. And if not, consider subscribing, because that helps me out a lot as well. I'll catch you later on. All the best. Treat each other equally, no matter who or where they're from, and we'll all have a happy life. Cheerio.